At just 22 years old, Eduardo Camavinga lives a life defined by discipline, inner peace, and early success. Behind the major matches for Real Madrid, however, lies a completely different story. A story of loss, responsibility, and conscious choices far removed from glamour. How does a difficult moment in childhood shape the lifestyle of a young superstar? And why does stability stand above everything else for him? Eduardo Camavinga's story begins long before the grand stadiums of Europe. In 2013, when he was just 11 years old, a fire changed everything. His family's house in France was completely destroyed. Within a single day, the family lost everything they owned. In the midst of this shock, his father spoke a sentence that burned itself deep into Camavinga's memory. "Now you are the family's only hope." For a child, this was not an empty statement, but a responsibility that permanently shaped his thinking. Even before then, Camavinga had learned discipline. Alongside football, he practiced judo, a sport that gave him balance, control, and inner peace. These qualities later accompanied him on the pitch. His talent showed early on at the local club his father coached. He didn't stand out through noise, but through game intelligence and versatility. In that same year, he joined the Rennes Academy. There began the rise that would fundamentally change his life. At only 16, he signed his first professional contract and became the youngest player in the club's history. But was this early success already the goal, or just the beginning of a much larger journey? The next big step was not long in coming. In April 2019, Eduardo Camavinga made his Ligue 1 debut. But it wasn't just an ordinary first appearance. Only 4 months later, the game followed that made his name known throughout France. Against Paris Saint-Germain, he provided a decisive assist for the winning goal. With this moment, he became the youngest assist provider in Ligue 1 history, and shortly thereafter received the UNFP Player of the Month award. At 17, he scored his first goal in the French top flight and became a regular at Rennes. In just 2 seasons, he made 85 competitive appearances, contributing goals and assists and helping the club reach new sporting heights. This consistency did not go unnoticed in Europe. The biggest clubs began to watch closely. On August 31st, 2021, the decisive step finally came. Real Madrid signed Camavinga for €31 million, with bonus payments that could increase the transfer to around $40 million. He arrived in Madrid as a teenager, but he hardly needed any adjustment time. He scored on his debut and quickly gained the trust of the coaching staff. Whether in central midfield, defensively, or even as a left back, his versatility made him immediately valuable. His importance was especially evident during the 2021-22 Champions League season, particularly in the legendary comeback games. But how could such a young player remain so calm under this pressure? With every season, his importance grew further. By the end of 2025, Camavinga had made more than 150 competitive appearances for Real Madrid and collected titles that many professionals only dream of. 2 Champions League triumphs, 2 La Liga championships, winning the Copa del Rey, and several Spanish Super Cups made him an integral part of a new generation of leaders. His strength lay not only in numbers, but in his reliability. He brought energy, tactical discipline, and composure in crucial moments. These very qualities made him indispensable for Real Madrid, even in the biggest matches. This path also continued internationally. After receiving French citizenship in 2019, he chose the Équipe Tricolore. His debut followed in 2020, after which he participated in the 2020 European Championship, the 2022 World Cup, and the Nations League. Before his 23rd birthday, he had already collected more than 30 international caps. All these sporting successes formed the basis for his next step. As his responsibility on the pitch grew, so did his role off the field. But how did this success specifically affect his life and financial situation? With his sporting rise, Camavinga's economic importance also grew. In 2023, he extended his contract with Real Madrid until 2029. His base salary increased to around 12.5 million euros per season, with performance-based bonuses that can raise it to about 15 to 16 million in strong years. This makes him one of the highest-earning players under 25 in world football. His career also developed steadily off the pitch. Long-term partnerships with Nike and Boss Clothing bring him additional income from advertising and campaigns. In total, his annual additional earnings are estimated at several million euros. By 2025, his net worth had totaled about 34 to 40 million euros, built through consistent sporting performance and deliberately controlled financial planning. Despite these figures, his lifestyle remained strikingly down-to-earth. Camavinga invests in his family, avoids unnecessary spending, and consistently focuses his daily life on football. The journey from his family home burning down in 2013 to financial security in Madrid is symbolic of his attitude. Not quick fame, but discipline and responsibility define his decisions. But what does the place look like where he lives this stability every day? After his move to Real Madrid in 2021, Camavinga deliberately sought not a place of pomp, but a home that radiates security and peace. His villa in Madrid was chosen for exactly this reason. Shortly after his arrival, he brought his entire family to live with him. Parents, sisters, and brothers lived together under one roof, something of central importance to him after the difficult experiences of his childhood. The property is secluded and offers privacy, far from prying eyes. A private driveway leads to the house, behind which opens a spacious garden that serves as a meeting point for the family. This is where the quiet moments of daily life happen: evening conversations, shared meals, and short breaks from the performance-oriented football life. Inside, the villa is modern but deliberately simple. Bright rooms, clean lines, and open living areas create a relaxed atmosphere. The kitchen forms the heart of the house, a place for daily rituals before training. For Camavinga, this house is not a symbol of wealth, but a promise. It stands for stability, togetherness, and the security he wanted to give his family after years of uncertainty. Beside football, Camavinga began thinking about his future off the pitch early on. In 2023, he and his brother opened Camavinga House in Madrid, a barbershop with an integrated fashion section. The project is less about business and more about family cohesion and working together. The modern and understated salon welcomes its customers in a quiet atmosphere. While well-known players do stop by, the focus is on quality and closeness, not prominence. The name Camavinga House symbolizes a new place of opportunity built through family, discipline, and the desire to take long-term responsibility. Camavinga's approach to cars is calm and purpose-driven. As an official Real Madrid team vehicle, he drives the BMW iX, a modern electric SUV that impresses with its quiet ride and efficiency. Especially after intensive training sessions, he appreciates the quiet in the interior and the relaxed atmosphere while driving. For trips with his family, he often uses a Chevrolet Tahoe. The spacious vehicle offers room, comfort, and above all, privacy, something that is particularly valuable in the daily life of a professional player. His garage is complemented by a custom-designed Mercedes-Benz G-Class, which he uses for special occasions. This car stands less for luxury and more for joy and personal freedom. Together, his vehicles show no desire for self-display, but rather a controlled, conscious handling of success and responsibility. Camavinga's social commitment is not an image project, but a direct consequence of his own life story. Born in a refugee camp in Angola and later raised between uncertainty and a new beginning, he learned early on what it means to lose everything. These experiences continue to shape his view of the world today. That is why he deliberately uses his role as a professional footballer to draw attention to humanitarian issues. Especially his collaboration with the UNHCR played a central role. Between 2021 and 2022, he spoke publicly about his family's flight and supported campaigns for the benefit of refugees. When the war in Ukraine broke out, Camavinga was among the players who openly called for donations and supported specific aid actions. He participated in charity auctions, with all proceeds going to aid organizations. Later initiatives, together with teammates, followed the same principle. It was never about grand gestures or media attention for him, but about solidarity and responsibility. Even small, quiet actions, such as gifting jerseys to Ukrainian players, carry a deeper meaning for him. Away from these public moments, Camavinga lives a deliberately quiet daily life. His home is a place for family, shaped by shared meals, training sessions in the house, and simple routines. Here he finds distance from the pressure of professional football. This balance between engagement, family closeness, and inner peace is crucial for him. It helps him stay grounded and maintain the mental strength that carries his career to this day. Eduardo Camavinga's life is not a loud fairy tale of fame and luxury. It is a story of discipline, responsibility, and conscious tranquility. Behind the titles and successes stands a young man who knows his roots and draws strength from stability. If you like such authentic insights, subscribe to the channel and give the video a like. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next story.